Hello, and welcome back to my venture across the United States, where I visit each state and cover some of the urban legends and local mythology present in the area. Today, we explore this large country that is filled with folklore, legends, and tall tales by visiting California, the Golden State. California, as you may know, is host to many of the most gruesome and horrifying mythological stories the United States has to offer. So come with me today, and let's see what myths, legends, and horrors this state holds. Number 1. The Hotel Cecil. The Hotel Cecil is a quintessential horror set piece that happens to be in the middle of Los Angeles. Although the Hotel Cecil was recently purchased, remodeled, and rebranded as Stay on Main, that doesn't change its storied history. The hotel, because of the events that have taken place there, is synonymous with haunting, crime, and unexplained phenomena. This place was one of the last places that the Black Dahlia was seen, and also the place that serial killers such as Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger called home. More recently, the Hotel Cecil is famous for the death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam could be seen in a recent sensational video looking out from an oddly behaving elevator into the hallways of the Hotel Cecil, apparently speaking and making odd motions into the hallway at something or someone unknown. Or maybe nothing at all. But needless to say, all of these happenings make the Hotel Cecil ripe with bad luck and questionable tenants. I guess this all shouldn't be a surprise, given that the Hotel Cecil resides in the same neighborhood as LA's famous Skid Row, making it a long-time rendezvous spot for junkies and criminals living in the city of LA. However, maybe the presence of misfits and crime make it all the more likely that this place is home to some of the old residents that never quite left. Willow Creek, prime Bigfoot country. Willow Creek resides in the northwestern corner of California and is the self-proclaimed Bigfoot capital of the world. Sporting a population of 1710 as of 2010, this town has only 57 people per square mile, making it a perfect small town setting for one of the world's most elusive cryptids. This town is where the famous Patterson-Gimlin film was taken, the famous classic Bigfoot footage, and continues to be famous as it is supposedly among the top places to encounter Bigfoot. This town has a plethora of Bigfoot-themed attractions, from a burger bar selling a Bigfoot burger to a museum honoring the cryptid that brought the town so much fame. If you come to this town in search of Bigfoot, maybe you'll find the creature himself, but it's probably more likely that you'll find yourself entertained by the many attractions this peculiar place has to offer. The Stevenson House, Ghosts in Monterey, California. The Stevenson House is a museum in modern day, and was once the home to author Robert Louis Stevenson. This house is now haunted by the ghosts of those who died from typhoid fever in the 1800s, and these ghosts are supposedly those of the housekeepers and their grandchildren that all died from the same disease. Accounts of hauntings are numerous and diverse in this home. One notable haunting happened in the afternoon when a speaker giving a talk for the California Historical Society noticed that one of the old residents was sitting in a rocking chair in the back of the room. The specter was slightly translucent and listening to the lecture while gently rocking in the chair, according to this account. In addition, the spirit of a young woman has also been seen in the home, playing with toys in the nursery, and green orbs have been witnessed in this nursery when people have seen this spirit. There are also accounts of a woman in a black dress being seen in the nursery. This woman is said to be in a black gown with a high collar lace and is usually looking down at the nursery bed at what is assumed to be the ghost of a younger resident that used to live in the home. Finally, there are reports of disembodied coughing heard from the visitors on the second floor. By all accounts, the Stevenson House is still haunted by ghosts that have unfinished business in the home. Sadly though, no paranormal investigators are allowed in the house, as the owners want to attract interest in the history of the home and the famous author that resided there, rather than making a spectacle of the ghosts that supposedly still reside within the walls. The ghost deer in Mount Eddy, California. Alright, I know this sounds ridiculous, but you didn't hear me wrong. Ghost deer, that is correct. The ghost deer is supposedly a buck or an elk that lives in the wilderness of California's Mount Eddy area. In the small surrounding towns, hunters tell accounts of finding footprints of deer or elk that are much larger than those typically found in the region. And on top of it, there are accounts of hunters shooting deer, but the bullets seem to just pass right through the deer. There are also accounts of hunters tracking deer prints, only to find them mysteriously end at a cliff or the entrance to a forest. This elusive creature may be myth, but it is perpetuated by hunters that claim to see this large deer or elk, but repeatedly fail to strike it with traditional hunting equipment. Some pictures have even been taken with traditional cameras and trail cameras that supposedly, when zoomed in, show the deer in the picture is slightly translucent. Maybe one day someone will catch some definitive proof of this odd beast, but for now, I must admit, a ghost deer does sound a bit far-fetched, does it to you? The Fresno Alien. The Fresno Alien is a creature with an unknown identity that has been labeled as an extraterrestrial, a paranormal creature, or a cryptid in many different instances. Originally, the Fresno Alien was seen by the owner of a home who had security cameras set up. One evening he awoke to his dogs barking outside, and when he went out to check, he saw nothing. But the next day he checked his footage, and he found some odd, long-legged creatures walking through his backyard, and thus this cryptid was born. This cryptid resembles a white pair of pants strutting around. Since this, the Fresno Nightcrawler has made another appearance in Yosemite's National Park. On top of this, a man in Poland claimed to see it as well. It is reported that this creature is resembling of the Carmel area creature from Ohio. This creature was witnessed by a 60-year-old ex-Marine in December of 2014 in Ohio. Apparently, the individual was driving through Carmel, came over a hill, and saw a 7-foot-tall, slender gray creature that ran across the road and into the woods ahead of them. The reports of sightings in the Carmel area report that this creature is thin, armless, pale, white, and humanoid, much like the Fresno Alien. Who knows? Maybe these creatures have something in common. Thank you all for joining me today on this journey through California. What we found there was scary, but honestly, I'm just relieved that none of the ghosts have started a TikTok yet or started some reaction channel on YouTube like a lot of people I've seen around LA. But if you liked this video and you want to be clued in for more, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're made aware for the journey through our next state, Colorado. If you want to help the algorithm pick up my next video, please hand this video a like. And if nothing else, make sure that you watch with a keen eye on your next hike through Willow Creek. And try not to pay too much attention to the rocking chair in the corner of your room that might be moving ever so slightly. But most importantly, don't you ever forget, it's always story time.